Hey all, this is the lowest level possible challenge, part 19. We're gonna continue where we left off. Of course, at the inside of Gaia's Cliff after the boss fight, and now we're gonna be equipping things here and stuff that. So yeah, so the question is, right? So we need to make sure we have fire here. Have elemental and claw that will make him take half fire damage. Captain only takes out fire damage and she absorbs fire. So we have that set up. I'd have a Mr. Trine. Have a Mr. Trine. All material. Restore. All. Time. All. Barrier. Kids, if you want all, revive. I'll restore first. All, revive. So you want the last all and restore. So you want Magic Plus. Kids, if you want Luck Plus. You also want Long Range. Then Comet. Alexander. Go to your time and download. Actually. You go to your material. Download. Steel. Yeah, we could actually steal and that. Actually, let's put ice here as well. Item from FFVII shopping bag. Transform. Right. Sense. Poison. Lightning. Feel. Death blow, why not? I know this would waste some more tranquilizers, but it's worth doing. So now we're pretty much prepared here. And now Claude has 134 magic attack, 89 magic attack, and 84 magic attack. Of course, Claude's defense is really bad. But one thing to keep in mind, of course, that if we go, for example, if we, so reduce it by 30. I think it's going to be play. So 40, 30, 50, so 25. 161, so 131. 255, 245, 245 again. And 87, 60, 50, 58. Right, this should be 15 here. 15. 113, 103, 93, 83. And okay, so 108. Again, 225. 80, 70, 60, 50, 155, yeah. It's really hard to get it on 5. There we go. 79, 69, 59, 40. There we go. And we'll save. You can see how it's darker now and stuff like that, so yeah. Okay, how much? Okay, that didn't take that long. Now, of course, we're gonna pick up Neo Bahamut as well and stuff like that, so yeah. And this is normally where you can escape, normally in this screen, but that's only when the boss fight is going on. I'm gonna show you here. This is the dragon, for example, that you would normally 41 dragon, and it's 8,800. It's absolutely insane. Nothing to steal. Just wanted to show you that there's basically nothing to steal there. Now we're gonna steal Giga Summits, though, is the question. Now the question is also on the train, do we actually get... Nah, we don't on the train. So when we do the train section, by the way, with Sid, we're gonna need to make sure that we just die. Or basically we never catch the train and stuff like that, because that isn't a game over. And stuff like that. Like we need to make sure that Shinra can escape with all of the huge material and stuff like that. So, except we can theoretically get the one on the ship and stuff like that, you know, because yeah. And we can also technically get the submarine one as well. And we need to, of course, capture the guys on the submarine and stuff like that. An old crater. Which this needs to be where basically, you know, I first fell and stuff like that, you know. Wanna see, can a bomb drop anything, or was this one of those? Yeah, still right on. Wow, first try right on, man. It's actually huge again, because right on is, of course, very, very powerful. Yeah, let's get more encounters here. Come on, to see what level it is. So it's 32, so they are lower actually in here, which is pretty funny and stuff. That's it. Might have gotten lucky there, but we will see. not gonna take too long here, you know. No, fuck your Biden. No, fuck your Biden. Domo paros. Domo paros. Yes, that's second right arm. Because the powerful thing with right armor is because it hits all opponents. So sadly, this is not going to be viable on the carry armor. So carry armor is curious, right? Because carry armor gives you more XP, more of its parts you kill. But it's a bit unique. Oh. But yeah, the right armor is still going to be important here because... Didn't steal anything. But it doesn't seem to be that hard of a steal, really, to be honest. No, it's still level 1 limit break here, Mr. Class, so yeah. Now, theoretically, of course, one thing we could do later on, basically, is once we are defeating most of the bosses, we could go and fight like really weak enemies that are never gonna give us a level pretty much and stuff that, and then just kill a bunch of those to get some more limit breaks. Or at least for Claude to get, you know, his level 2 limit breaks at least. Because there's a big difference in the damage output and stuff that, you know. Because that's a right arm. Did we steal it already? Come on, man. Right. Cure 2. I'm just gonna take it safe there with the Cure 2 there. Come on. Yeah, stealing is like very important during this run, but keep in mind, right, that we are gonna do an even harder thing after this run and stuff that we are gonna like eventually start up a whole, you know. The question is, did we in Final Fantasy VIII also do like a max level run yet and stuff that, because max level run is something that I talked about wanting to do and stuff that, you know. You know what? One more steal attempt. It's not gonna last very long though. On target. You see, Claude is taking way more damage, of course, because of the fact that his defense is really low. Keep in mind, if they would treat Claude would take a lot of damage, actually. And one thing that I always thought was supposed to be that oh, if you cast a summon more, you get like more black AP for it or something like that, you know. Because that's kind of what it sounded like at one point due to like the translation or stuff like that in the original game. Why is this second one so much harder than getting the first one? They're different levels. You're at 32 now, you're still at 32. Oh, fuck this. I'm not gonna spend too long on an encounter, man. I'm not gonna spend too long on an encounter. Get in a freaking car! Okay. Can we at least get one more Giga Summit, please? Sluta mig. You might say, oh, Giga Summit isn't gonna have any use and stuff like that now. I'm pretty certain 100% that we're gonna be able to get... there we go. Still on the first try? Yeah, still on the first try. More following me. Oh, punch. Lord! You punched me right in my teeth! If I were definitely If I got hår. Jag got hår. Okay. Let's see, can we get Gigas again? Stuff that, you know. Says Gigas Summit is what? Like, is it 20 plus strength or is it 30 plus? You know, something like that. I'm just gonna do a few skill attempts here. Basically, I'm gonna try my first attempt to steal basically and stuff like that. It is really weird not seeing the encounter very often here and stuff like that. Like, is it supposed to be a rare encounter? I mean, it is, I think, supposed to be a rare encounter, but still, I've seen, like, remember that time when we got, like, them, when we got them, like, several times in a row or whatever. They usually live down here. You can see that maybe they're, like, a weapon made by, like, the ancients or something like that, you know. You know, the Gigas have existed in Final Fantasy for a very, very long time and stuff like that. And maybe they're the spawn of Titan and stuff like that or something like that, you know. Oh, it's way too early to leave here. So Gigas is level 40 and he's 3,500 HP. That's a crit. Okay, so that's 3 Gigas omelets. I think that's going to be enough actually. Yeah, see, it doesn't give you it if you have Tifa in the party, because otherwise it gives you a free switch here and stuff like that, you know. And Neo Bahamut. No, she fascist. Cool. And we removed, what do we remove for Bahamut? We remove ice, I think, for New Bahamut here. Boom. Someone needs ice here. Yeah, let's go with ice and Tifa instead. Boom. You can see Nova Helmet is the first one right in that new one here. For example, that is 10 minus HP, but that gives you also max MP plus 10, and it gives you both 2 plus magic and 2 plus magic defense. And then, like for example, something like this, which is 2 magic, 1 magic defense. It's still only minus 5 HP though, and stuff that, and it's max MP plus 5, but it also is minus 2 strength. And even like the regular spells, right, or minus strength and max HP minus, stuff like that. But yeah. But it's also really good because of the fact that it's only like the max HP. That's the downside of the summons. So and we get the save point. I said we get the save point. And there are actually people that for some reason they miss the save point for some weird reason. Now hopefully I will be able to judge the distance here so we won't get hit by the thing, by the way. And then we see the high wind in the crater basically. But it's so weird, right? Because the crater is not big to fly around in, like when you're actually on the high wind and stuff like that. So yeah, that's so-called quote-unquote promised land and stuff like that, which is just the crater. But that is because there's a lot of like Mako here and stuff like that, or a lot of like live stream energy basically. So. Good Sephiroth High Potion. Whoa! Hey man, both Ether and High Potion is pretty good. Let's just wait, let's not be impatient here. That one is very easy to see when it's not windy and stuff like that. Yeah. And right in there, it's before the fight that we pick up the Knuckles here. Oh, that was weird. Gremlins, ow. Weird with the music bugging out in an encounter, that's a bit new. Yeah, they actually hit hard, the gremlins, but that was because that was a back attack, that's why. And these give nothing, but this is Case Knuckle. Case, so that's her 8, so 84 magic attack to... Nope. 84 magic attack to what? 84 magic attack, okay, so same type of... And yeah, so same type of magic attack, but you of course get two more slots. We can put heal, and we can say put distract, why not? And instead she will be able to send the Dragon Claw course, obviously. No, I definitely think they should have made it so that all of the characters, like 8-slot weapons, are like findable somewhere or something, A battery! Like the enemies here are so weird, like It was that far up, like it is so weird, like why is it able to hit you and stuff that even when you're very often on the hits. Fucking hell. Right, I should have actually had manipulate here because then we would have been able to actually take white wind here. Beat rush. Somersault. Let's see how much damage we do. Yeah, so it's only 800, but still, you know. So it's all the way up. Ah, okay, so that's where the thing is. That's so weird because I was way past that. Oh man. Because it isn't the wind that knocked us back, right? That is so weird. Okay. Yeah, so that's just going to be something that's going to happen because it's not going to be like a reload because that would be super, super annoying. He did speed. He must do. In your bond. And you know, fight is interesting, of course, because you don't. And of course, one thing that I think that they didn't do well in the remake is not allowing like good steals and stuff that, you know, especially like from bosses and stuff that, you know. But yeah, and tying certain weapons to certain mini games is really annoying and stuff that. One thing that I thought that, for example, like if they would eventually, once part 3 comes out, and they would eventually link the games together so that you can like beat the first one, then go directly into 2. It's just like a one, then it makes no sense with the weapons just disappearing all your levels, like quote unquote disappearing all your levels, yeah. Yes, boss. So cold mode. Past it. How many times it's easy to attack through? Hastega to be called when it's like the haystone spell is the being haystone defense. Shiva. Just double checking. Sense. Diamond douche. She's lost and cold. Yeah, very low damage still from the even looking still for good. Level 55. Cross slash. I think this actually does inflict yeah, you know, it's always worth to that. What's exactly funny? Quag, yeah? Goats. Bahumat. But it doesn't, like, the funny thing is it does not absorb fire and stuff like that. Screw your blood and the cavalry. No Bahama. Bahama to your bigger track. Start getting more ridiculous and stuff that, you know. And I don't know if it's supposed to be that these are like evolved Bahamut, like, oh, what's this Bahamut is evolving Bahamut evolved into Neo Bahamut. You know. Right, and we can use Alexander now as well. Judgment. We're even going to be able to do all the summons. Nails tighten left to summon. Kata left here och Kryata rather. I wonder how much Ice 2 does though. Let's keep it to and try this time. It's pretty insane. Ice, come on, then he needs a plasma rifle. That's like a high roll. Nice. The silence is not nice because I don't have anything to cure that. Oh, minutes. Miss! The combat is just like, nah. I was firing at something, but I missed. Oh, come on, man. Combat. Let's finish it. Cross slash. Easy peasy. Yeah, this is also an easy boss fight after the last one and stuff that. 6,000. I get 400, this would have been 800 otherwise. Yeah, so technically this one that was the fake separate all the time was actually the guy with the quote-unquote number 1 or number 2 tattoo or whatever, you know, number 1 tattoo basically, because he was the closest like separate clone and stuff that, so yeah. Yeah, that is why KitSat is good, for example, like, yeah, sure, KitSat is not equipped with like the really, really expensive like HP negatives and start episode. The one attack, 89, and a 44 obviously, so oh no. And that was scary, imagine right if I would have done my mistake. So you're on all that leveled up, that all is very, very close now and stuff that, so that's a 2-star all. That one is 2 stars, that one is 2 stars. So that means that all of the all materials are 2 stars, correct? Yes. There's not a single one that isn't 2 stars now. Good. Yeah, what is it? Is it just Barrett and I think it's just Barrett and Red 13, right? And stuff that. I trust China food. I feel like it makes more sense, right? And stuff that to actually give it to Red 13, you know. And then it looks yellow, but it's not yellow, of course, because it's MP Turbo here, where it uses XMP, and this is going to be very, very important and stuff that because, you know, pick up this first because this is massive. This is the poison ring. The poison ring basically nullifies a certain boss fight later on and stuff like that, but the poison ring is also worth a shit ton of money and stuff like that, which is something oh, the bike. Dragon Rider. Oops. Yeah, they do allow PHS. But you can see we cannot remove that, so he is 23, he's 24, so that's... So you're how far? 3,800, 3,300. So Bose is too high because he's only 3,254 behind, but Barrett is lower, so... Barrett is only level 23, so... Cappuccino, you're actually closest level. We wouldn't be able to remove Tifa anyway, so let's remove Cappuccino then. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to keep him with Dragonomic though. So Barrett shall use Circlet, use Extinguisher with Casino. That there, put there, and then it's Sharp Level Transform that was skipping up in here. And we'll save. Wow, we got it on the first try. So it's normally that I don't wait long enough there, basically. Except that. So. Except he's not trying to confuse them, he's trying to tell Claude the truth, right? So he's not technically like Claude's enemy, yeah, you know, he burned Nabelheim and stuff there, but it's understandable, right? But the fact is, of course, that Separate was quote-unquote lied to all the time and stuff there, but then, because Separate never found out, right, and you would think, right, that, oh, Separate learned to, like, go back because in Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII has already happened, and stuff that, and certain characters like Claude remembers, Aerith remembers, or Aerith remembers, and Tifa remembers. Yeah. Except of course this is what happened, and stuff that. Because he manipulates Claude by making Claude think that, oh, I was never in Soldier and stuff that, and, you know, like, oh, I was made in a lab and stuff that, which is, you know, untrue because all soldiers were technically experimented on, but certain people were strong. Like Zack, for example, has a very, very unique way of being, which is why, for example, they needed to overwhelm him and shoot him to death and stuff that. And it's weird, right, that nobody like Zack would never have lost against used regular Shinra MP and stuff that, no matter like what they were doing and stuff that, basically, and you know. This is of course the real Separate that is actually showing you these stuff and stuff that, which makes sense, right, that this is, you know, that. Right, so technically it's the real Separate that does the stuff at the Temple of the Ancient, because this Separate talks about the fact that you gave me the black materia in like the Temple of Ancients and stuff that, meaning that this projection of Separate is from the Separate in the Northern Crater and stuff that, and that was not the you know, first what do you call it, the one with the number 1 tattoo, so that the one that we've been following around, that for example that dropped for example the you know, like the first Jenova fight, and then this Jenova fight, and the one that we have been chasing has always been the number 1 tattoo guy, the closest like Separate clone. But the Separate mentions the fact that, oh, you gave me the black materia and stuff that. And here's the thing, right, that the Separate, that's the reason why he doesn't recognize you on the boat and stuff that, because it's the guy with the number 1 tattoo that never quote-unquote met Claude. Well, theoretically he did meet Claude, but he wasn't, you know, aware at that point, being used like Ugard and stuff that, you know. But it's the, you know, what cells that make them think, you know, stuff, you know. And of course, in Rebirth, of course, they made it so that Tifa instead, gets knocked into the live stream like earlier, which is kind of how she supposedly is. I mean, she's kind of chosen by the planet a bit, which seems to be like weird and stuff like that, because keep in mind that Tifa for the longest time did not exist at all in the game. Tifa was actually added pretty late and stuff like that, and there are some interesting things, of course, that, for example, like Yuffie wasn't meant to be a material hunter. She was not supposed to even be a secret character. She was supposed to hunt down Claude and basically be like a bounty hunter and stuff like that, and she was supposed to be an ex-soldier and stuff like that, or a soldier still, which is why she has a shoulder pad used like Claude has and stuff like that, and that's so much cooler thing. And that also explains why she's so fucking overpowered, or why she's so powerful, because she's an actual real soldier and stuff like that. Oh my Claude and stuff like that, and that kind of like makes sense, right? So that it would have made sense then where the story, if it's because of she's seeing how Zack was in like Crisis Core and stuff like that, because she meets Zack in Crisis Core, of course, if you have played Crisis Core. So it would make sense, if she would be like, oh, I want to be like a soldier and stuff like that, because then I can become powerful, because she saw how powerful Zack was. But Zack, of course, lets her win and stuff like that, and be like, oh, I'm so free. Because I was creating the lab out. But it's just because they used the whole manipulate Claude, because Claude thinks that he was made in a lab, but Claude was just experimented on, which is what happened to most of the soldiers and stuff like that. So and there's a bunch of weapons in there, of course, obviously. And the fact that they cannot stand separate there is like, it's all material. And those wood sections, I always thought that is supposed to be that specific area in the Northern Crater and stuff that is all nature and stuff like that. And Professor Gast, of course, knew about the weapons and stuff that, because if you go and watch the tapes at where he lived, basically, and I did lab, or it's just also where Infalna was and stuff like that. So the question is, did Infalna live in that city naturally, or did she technically live in like the Forgotten Capital or something, Bork? 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 And his teeth. Yeah, sure. And I think they say, oh, I'm so glad that she would that she would come running back. There's the thing that he's supposed to have like a really advanced nose. He would be able to sniff out even though it's magic, and stuff that, like Bork, Super Bork to the rescue, Bork. No, it's not Bork. And remember the black materia. And he knocked everyone out. Blah. Yeah, everyone used skated to see this. It's so weird, because the interesting thing is that the hidden characters in reboot, both Yuffie and Vincent, is not in a single cutscene in the game. And stuff that you never actually see them. It's like they don't even exist. So that, and imagine if they would have actually added them to cutscenes and stuff that, Exol die. Bork. And he cannot hear Tifa because they broadcast silence in Tifa, basically. Mute rather, because mute makes more sense. Bork. Yeah, because it's supposed to be that he cannot actually hear Tifa here. And stuff that is what it's explained to be, basically, and stuff that. And it's not that he is ignoring her voice and stuff that, he just cannot hear her, Except he never got on that too because he wasn't close to a separate clone, which is why he doesn't look like separate and stuff that, you know. Because he's just a Buster Sword instead of a thing. But of course he does end up using a katana, like he ends up using the Muramasa and stuff that, you know. Or Murasame, whatever it's called. And the Yoshiyuki, of course. I was being summoned by Sephiroth. And it's actually because of the Jenova cells and stuff that, you know. And you just walk around for a while and then Claude automatically goes somewhere or whatever right now. Because he's encapsulated there. Yeah, someone meteor. The funny thing is, of course, when they talked about like the fact that, you know, Supernova is an actual summon and stuff that in the game and stuff that, you know, except that you never get it and stuff that, you know. But Supernova wouldn't even be a good summon because Supernova basically is like percentage based, like it is at low HP. Of course, imagine if it would have like worked, if Supernova would have worked on if Supernova would have worked with on the weapons and stuff that, but yeah. Now the sad thing is, of course, that if we would have had a PC version of this doing certain challenge rounds would have been easier, because then we could have done a whole video on like fun ways to beat the weapons. But it's just that certain of the ways to beat the weapons are not very feasible because you need to grind for a really long time for certain of the methods. But the easiest way to do is just to set up like Lucky 7 and then just beat the bosses. Because as long as you can beat Emerald Weapon, the other weapon doesn't become hard, because once you beat the Emerald Weapon, you receive one Master Magic, one Master Command, and you receive one Master Summon from beating them and stuff that, you know. That's Ultima Weapon, and it's just because it can fly, that's why it's Ultima Weapon. And it has jets also. If they saw no my boobs are too big, boy. Also right under. And then you see Sapphire Weapon, you see Damo Weapon, Emerald Weapon, Ruby Weapon, and stuff that. But I think that they were confirmed to be a certain amount of weapons and stuff that, and of course Sapphire Weapon. But there is one weapon that was underwater that wasn't the same weapon that attacks, because the weapon that clearly attacks Huron is way darker than the one we saw here. The one we saw here was actually way lighter in color and was more like a snake-like thing. Stuff that. So that weapon was either taken out by another weapon, that Emerald Weapon attacked it because it's underwater, or Sapphire Weapon attacked it, or that is Sapphire Weapon and the weapon that attacks Huron is not Sapphire. Whatever, right? Because they're all of the gemstones, so it's a Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, yeah. Except for Ultima Weapon, of course, because, you know. Soft clone. That's how she first met Claude here. When he came back to Midgar, and this was, of course, just after Black Sack was shot. And he managed to somehow crawl all the way to Midgar. Basically, he didn't like even walk. And stuff that, you know. how did he make it to the Midgard gate without like the key or whatever is the question, you know, and stuff that, you know. Or if someone like took him in inside of Midgard and stuff that's, yeah, you know. And it's actually the Jenova cells that lets him like remember here and stuff that, you know. It's been actually 7 years and not 5 that he said, you know, so yeah. Yeah, because Claude knew things he shouldn't quote unquote know and stuff that. That's of course explained because he was actually there and stuff that, and he was just a senior MP. But then it's so weird, like okay, like yeah, he said he was gonna become a soldier and stuff that, and then was too ashamed to just show up as a senior MP or you know, or admit that he was only a senior MP and stuff that. It's, you know. There's only one fight that we need to take care of, course, but the fights here are dangerous, of course, because if we, for example, get the fight with like 2 of the soldiers, for example, soldier like class, which sadly doesn't have a stealable weapon on them and stuff that I think that all of the soldiers should have had a stealable weapon from them and stuff that, you know. And there are going to be some unique things that we're going to do here, obviously, because we're going to avoid like encounters and stuff that, or we're going to like avoid taking encounters, you know. But yeah, the thing is, of course, that if we're doing, for example, a solo round, then the whole carry armor will get harder and stuff that. But yeah, the thing that is dangerous about carry armor is, of course, the fact that lapis laser does a shit ton of damage. And the best way to reduce lapis laser is actually by wearing the wizard or fort bracelet, basically. Wizard bracelet allows you to push more damage, I believe, because I think that the magic stat given by fort bracelet is less. Except, isn't there only one fort bracelet in the game? I think. Like, you cannot get more of it anywhere, you know. How about Meteor? The Meteor is absolutely huge when you see it here for the first time. And then you can see like another planet there, which I think is possibly the moon then, you know, or the, you know. The bottom has circlet, of course, and the Aurora omelet, which involved material from her, of course, obviously. We're all going to Barrett, but we're not going to do this setup yet. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time. After the time runs out, of course. Alright, I'm gonna drink some water now also. And we'll see you all in the next part.